Good evening, and welcome to the Community Action Agency of Somerville 40th Anniversary Show, live from the Somerville Media Studios in Union Square. We are excited to gather as a small group of us in the studio to bring this program to you. Because the safety of our staff and members and crew are our priority, we will be wearing our masks throughout the show. We hope this serves as a reminder to you, our viewers, to mask up. I'm Jordan Harris, your co-host tonight.
I'm Rosie DeAssis, co-host. Tonight we're honoring the Community Action Agency of Somerville, also known as CAS, as we celebrate 40 years of service in the fight to end poverty. This event is also in support of the CAS Emergency Relief Program. With a mix of pre-recorded video, live appearances, we'll show testimonials from members of the Somerville and Cambridge community who have experienced or witnessed the impact of CAS services.
Joining us live in the studio, we have CAS Executive Director David Gibbs, CAS Director of Community Organizing Nicole Eichbright, Dwan Packnett from one of CAS's sponsor organizations, Sarah Naturals. And Rosie, your son is here too, right?
That's right. We'll be joined by my son, Naheem, who recently graduated from Head Start. Together, we'll share our experience with the CAS Head Start program.
Looking forward to it. We also have a musical guest, Emperor Norton's Stationary Marching Band, who will be performing a funky song that will for sure get you on your feet.
I can't wait. If you're inspired by what you see tonight and want to show your support, please visit the CAS 40th Anniversary Fundraiser website to send your donations. Funds are raised to support the Emergency Relief Program.
We also want to remind you that for Giving Tuesday this year, on November 30th, CAS will announce the winners of the I Heart Somerville photo contest. You can submit your favorite photos of Somerville on Instagram by Monday, November 29th, and we will announce the winners on Instagram by 4 p.m. on Giving Tuesday. The second and third place winners will receive a gift card from the Independent Restaurant and Viera's in Union Square, and our first place winner will receive a custom commission by an amazing local artist, Nate DeVary, worth up to $500.
Now, let's get on with the show. First is a short video produced by the Somerville Media Center that gives you a glimpse of what CAS is all about. Enjoy.
Enjoy.
Hi, this is State Representative Mike Conley of the 26th Middlesex District of Somerville and Cambridge, and I'm so honored and delighted to be here to celebrate the 40th birthday for CAS, the Community Action Agency of Somerville.
Actually, that video was from Mike Connolly. He was a little bit early. We're going to show you another video, our PSA, of what CAS is all about.
Since 1981, the Community Action Agency of Somerville has been fighting against poverty in our community, making Somerville a city where everyone can thrive. Taking a holistic approach to anti-poverty work, CAS provides wraparound services to Somerville's youngest residents and their families.
We have a lot of diversity in here, a lot of immigrant family with no resources when they move from here. And I think having the Head Start program in here that can really help them with housing, like immigration.
Tengo una sobrina que atendió el programa cuando tenía 3 años de edad. Mi cuñada era una madre soltera que tenía que ir a trabajar. Y el año pasado ella se graduó de UMass Amherst y ahora ella sirve a la comunidad de Somerville. Se ven los logros a futuro, ¿verdad? Que eso es lo que quiere, que eso es lo que queremos en la ciudad, que nuestra propia gente se ayude a sí misma.
They help individuals at risk of being homeless find housing.
There are rising housing costs here, and it's harder and harder to remain in Somerville. But there are programs that we have, and we collaborate with other community organizations to help tenants that live in Somerville remain in Somerville, so their kids can stay in school here, so they can stay near family. And it's really rewarding when someone, finds a place.
And gives Somerville residents resources to organize and advocate against economic injustice.
As a community organizer, we engage people, we engage tenants because we believe Housing is a human right because there's a lot of resources. Maybe people have no idea they can get help. So through the community organizer, we do this. We connect with people and bring them to building a better Somerville for everyone.
And in order to maximize income and obtain refunds, there is free tax filing assistance.
VITA is a free tax preparation program for low and moderate income individuals and families, a service we started offering at CAS just over 3 years ago. During COVID-19, our VITA site also worked to ensure everyone received the stimulus payments that they were eligible for. All of this couldn't have been done without the local residents CAS engaged as VITA volunteers, who pass certification exams and work one-on-one with countless families to ensure that they're maximizing their refunds.
For 40 years, CAS has brought hope to thousands of Somerville residents through their mission of helping local families and individuals achieve financial security while working to eliminate the root causes of economic injustice. Today, CAS has a yearly average of 600 families served, 221 kids in preschool, 62 evictions blocked, 38 families obtained housing, $400,000 in tax refunds, over $730,000 in tax refunds over the past 3 years, over $1 million in financial assistance delivered to 1,619 households during COVID-19. Let's take a moment to celebrate the decades of tireless work that CAS and the Somerville community has achieved so far in the fight to end poverty. Happy 40th anniversary, CAS. Here's to 40 more. Show your support today by donating to the CAS 40th anniversary fundraiser at mightycause.com/event/CAS 40 years.
That was a great video. Next, we'll see video testimonials from the City of Somerville Director of Office of Housing Stability, Ellen Shatner, and folks from the CAS Housing Advocacy Program as they share about the ways they are able to help Somerville residents stay in Somerville.
Then we have testimonial videos from CAS Head Start Executive Director Jesse Leonard and pediatrician Dr. Greg Hagen as they share what makes the Head Start program so unique in serving the youngest population of Somerville and Cambridge residents.
Hi, my name is Ellen Schachter, and I'm currently the director of the Somerville Office of Housing Stability, and I was honored to ask to be part of CAS's 40th anniversary celebration. I began working closely with CAS about 30 years ago. At the time, the attorney who had been running the local Housing and Benefits Coalition left, and it was unclear if the coalition would continue. CAS's former advocacy director, Peggy Powell, stepped up. I was a new housing attorney at Castles, and she and I came together to co-lead the coalition. This was the start of my decades-long collaboration on housing issues and homelessness prevention work at CAS. Since 1990, I have watched closely the fabulous work that CAS has done to preserve the economic and racial diversity of the city of Somerville. CAS has stepped up to do so much, to do outreach to all tenants facing eviction in court, and to provide lay advocacy to tenants when attorneys were unavailable. Stepped up to work with others to put on the annual walk to prevent homelessness, to raise critically needed discretionary funds to keep tenants in their homes, and stepped up during COVID to apply for federal rental assistance dollars despite complicated administration of these rental assistance programs. Most importantly, throughout all its work, CAS has maintained an absolute commitment to the empowerment of those it served. CAS was instrumental in the creation of Clarendon Residents United, or CREW, a tenants organization of public housing tenants that were being faced with temporary displacement due to the redevelopment of the North Street public housing development. CAS's organizing, along with the hard work of the tenants and legal services, led to an incredibly protective relocation agreement for the 216 public housing households at North Street. More recently, after multiple years where there were no tenant organizers in Somerville, CAS has built a talented and dynamic team of 4 community organizers doing amazing work organizing renters, spearheading or participating in housing policy and justice campaigns, and forming the Eviction Response Network. Since I am out of time, I will just conclude by saying I want to personally thank David Gibbs, Executive Director, Nicole Egbrett, and her fabulous organizing team, Ashley Tienkin and her fabulous housing advocacy team, and all of the CAS board members, staff, and volunteers for making Somerville a better, more just, and more stably housed community. We at OHS simply couldn't do this work without you.
The Housing Advocacy Program offers a wide range of services to low-income Somerville tenants at risk of homelessness. For those facing the immediate threat of eviction, there is not only the fear of losing their home, but also the fear of displacement from their community. The Housing Advocacy Program will triage the immediate crisis of the eviction with rental assistance or advocacy throughout court proceedings, then address the barriers that stand in the way of housing stability. We believe that housing is a basic human right that gives a foundation for households to lead happy, healthy, successful lives. And for us at CAS, that means stability right here in Somerville. We know that unstable housing increases financial stress due to inconsistent employment and missed education opportunities that can lead to negative health outcomes like chronic illness and mental health issues. And for children, that means growing up in unstable circumstances that impact their growth and development. Housing stability ensures that children can thrive, do well in school. Adults can maintain employment, advance their education, take care of their health by attending regular doctor's appointments, and prevent food insecurity. COVID has impacted nearly all Americans, but disproportionately low-income households. These households have come to CAS in the last 18 months seeking financial assistance to be able to stay in their homes during a public health crisis. We have been able to assist households avoid displacement with increased funding made available through the CARES Acts passed by Congress. We administered the Somerville CARES Fund in partnership with the City of Somerville and the United Way, which put direct cash assistance into the hands of those most in need. As we look beyond our COVID response, we recognize the direct responsibility that we have to prevent households from experiencing the trauma of homelessness. We know that without our presence in Somerville, the 62 households whose evictions were prevented in the last year would be homeless right now. Our future as the Housing Advocacy Program is committed to being the stopgap to homelessness, with the hope to break the cycle of poverty in our community.
Hi, my name is Anna and I'm a housing advocate here at CAS.
Hi, my name is Charlotte and I'm a housing stability case manager at CAS. Something that we wanted to talk about today is the way that we really value how the different branches of our organization work together to provide a collaborative, holistic care to Somerville residents. So with our programs such as Head Start, tax assistance, organizing, and our program, the Housing Advocacy Project, we've really seen the ways in which that wraparound services can really help benefit our clients in Somerville.
As a housing advocate, I often deal with immediate housing crises that our clients face. This can range from anything from eviction prevention, rental assistance, and housing search. For example, I recently worked with a client who had received a Section 8 voucher for her and her family. We went through the Section 8 housing search process in the Somerville community, and the client was able to find a place to live here in Somerville. At that point, we also helped the client move with the voucher, so that includes like moving costs and startup costs. And after this client was successfully moved into their new unit with their family, this client was then transferred to Charlotte for stability case management.
Yeah, so where I come in after the immediate crisis is solved is I can help with other wraparound services such as access to food, healthcare, and other resources that are available in the Somerville community to make sure that not only did our client avoid the immediate crisis, but they can maintain housing stability beyond the work that Anna has done. So that's something that we really value, is the way in which we can collaborate within our two roles to make sure that a client is lastingly supported.
Like Charlotte said, in working for CAS's Housing Advocacy Program, we really appreciate that we can deal with the immediate housing crisis and also the important things beyond housing.
CAS's mission as an anti-poverty agency aligns perfectly with Head Start's mission as an anti-poverty program. And by doing so, it really allows us to center each individual family and the whole family year after year. And as a result of being a Head Start program within CAS, the Community Action Program, we're able to offer a range of services and supports to hundreds of families every year in 2 cities.
My name is Greg Hagan. I'm a 36-year resident of the city of Somerville and a practicing general pediatrician with the Cambridge Health Alliance. While I've been aware in general terms of the great work that CAS has done for many years in the city of Somerville, I first became directly involved with CAS about 5 years ago, when I had the privilege of becoming a member of the CAS Board of Directors. So what makes CAS so amazing? There are few things more critical to the health of children, families, and communities than high-quality early childhood education. There's strong evidence that quality early childhood education pays lifelong dividends for kids and communities. The CAS Head Start program provides this early advantage for some of the most vulnerable kids in Somerville and Cambridge. Plus, the program provides supports to parents as well as the kids. Many of my own patients have attended the CAS Head Start program, so I've seen this positive influence firsthand. This work is nothing short of amazing. But in healthcare today, many of us realize that our ability to have a positive impact on a child's health is quite circumscribed. It is said that the work of docs like me only contribute a relatively small amount to the overall health of any given patient. Much more critical are the resources available to families in the community, or the so-called health-related social needs. For example, it's hard to learn or experience normal child development when your family is experiencing housing insecurity or other challenges related to poverty. And this is another area where CAS plays a critical role in keeping our kids healthy. Through its tireless efforts to support families at risk for homelessness, CAS helps address a critical vulnerability for kids and families. From this pediatrician's perspective, CAS provides indispensable services and supports for my patients and families. Thank you.
Thank you for those wonderful testimonials. Now joining us is Head Start graduate Naheem. Hi, Naheem. How are you? Good. You doing well? Can you tell all of us, how old are you?
5.
You are 5 years old. That's awesome. And I hear you brought us some drawings.
You want to tell them about the drawings?
Can you tell me what this drawing is?
It's a house with the bubbles.
Yeah?
Bubble flower.
And bubble flower? A house? Cool. I see. That's excellent.
There's a house.
Can you also tell me, what was your favorite part about the Head Start preschool program?
I like to sing and dance together.
Yeah, sing and dance together? That's excellent. Thank you. There's some more crayons right here for you to draw if you want to keep on drawing for us.
You want to draw? Yeah, go ahead.
Rosie, do you mind sharing with us just what Head Start has meant to your family and to Naheem's education?
Well, Head Start is a wonderful program, and they literally live up to the name Head Start. I feel that way because they gave Naheem the Head Start that he needed so that way he can go into kindergarten and be fully prepared for kindergarten.
That's wonderful. Can you also just share, how has your experience at CAS been with all of our wraparound services?
Oh, I loved it. There's the staff over there, family advocacy, all of that. They're very great. They're very hands-on. They make sure that you got everything you need. They help you with extra stuff, as finding a job, and tax preparation, all kinds of things. And I really think that they do a wonderful job with the community.
Thank you. Thank you so much for being here to share your story. And thank you so much, Naheem. Next is a video from another Head Start graduate, Massachusetts State Representative Mike Connolly.
Hi, this is State Representative Mike Connolly of the 26th Middlesex District of Somerville and Cambridge, and I'm so honored and delighted to be here to celebrate the 40th birthday for CAS, the Community Action Agency of Somerville. And we in Somerville and we in Cambridge, we have so many needs, extraordinary needs, whether it's our environmental justice communities and our immigrant communities in the East Somerville area and other parts of Somerville, or right here in the Port, the Cambridge neighborhood that has one of the highest levels of poverty in the area. And we're so lucky to be able to look to CAS to support our most vulnerable residents, whether it's with the Head Start program, with housing advocacy, with organizing tenants, or the free tax preparation. And as I reflect on my own life, growing up, I faced my own share of challenges. I spent time in foster care as a kid. My mother was hospitalized. And, when I looked at myself at a young age, I didn't necessarily appear to be on track for any sort of success or accomplishment in life, to be perfectly honest. But I did benefit from a Head Start program as a youth. I had the opportunity to get that preschool, to start, learning numbers and to start learning how to prepare to begin for school. And then later in life, as my life stabilized and I was able to reach for other opportunities, I was actually able to go on to earn a degree in computer science. I then went on to law school and became an attorney, and now I'm serving my third term in the state legislature. And as I look back on my life, I see that opportunity with the Head Start program as such a pivotal moment for me. And I know for a fact that if it wasn't for that Head Start program, there's no way I go on to become a computer scientist, to become an attorney, or to become a state representative. And so that's one of the biggest reasons why I'm just so proud and so encouraged to stand here with CAS on its 40th anniversary, and most importantly, to continue to support CAS going forward so that the next generation of kids can have every opportunity in life. And those are opportunities that are really being created by the work that CAS does. So thank you to everyone at CAS, and happy 40th birthday.
Thank you, Representative Connolly, for that wonderful testimonial. If you are just tuning in, we are listening to testimonials as we celebrate the Community Action Agency of Somerville's 40th anniversary. Don't forget to show your support by sending your donations to the 40th anniversary fundraiser in support of CAS's Emergency Relief Program.
And next up is musical guest Emperor Norton's Stationary Marching Band performing Marche Funke, written by the band's alto saxophone player, Eric Squirrel James. Enjoy.
That was so much fun. Thank you so much, Emperor Norton's Stationary Marching Band, for that wonderful video. You can find more of their music on bandcamp.com and get updates on their shows by liking their Facebook page. So joining us now, we have Nicole Egbert, who will share more about the Cass Community Organizing and Advocacy Program. Welcome, Nicole.
Thanks, Rosie. Good evening, everyone. My name is Nicole Egbert, and I'm the director of the Cass Community Organizing and Advocacy Program. Our program takes a systematic approach to advancing Cass's anti-poverty mission by working alongside residents to eliminate the root causes of economic injustice, starting with housing. And Cass has a long history of organizing for change in Somerville. In the 1980s, after our founding, we fought for rent control. And we organized for expanded healthcare access for immigrants in the 2000s, and then development without displacement right here in Union Square in the last decade. And a few years ago, we organized with residents of public housing to ensure their voices and needs were prioritized. Over the last year, Cass Organizing has continued our housing and economic justice mission by preventing evictions during the COVID-19 crisis, while building meaningful power for renters. In just 9 months, our Somerville Renters meetings have engaged more than 130 residents, who are mostly working class, low income, immigrants, and parents. These meetings are where renters find support and solidarity, learn about their rights, and become empowered to be leaders in our community and organize for collective change. And from this membership, a smaller group of residents became leaders in our Somerville Renters Committee and organized a series of candidates forums on housing for the local mayoral and city council elections. This meant that lower income and immigrant renters were able to place their priorities and vision for housing in Somerville on the election agenda. And our efforts didn't stop there. This past September, our tenant leaders also organized and won an extension of the Somerville eviction moratorium, which has been a life-saving policy for countless households during the pandemic. Our organizing efforts have also mobilized the broader Somerville community. We've led 4 different protests against evictions and foreclosures, a Know Your Rights coalition of Somerville agencies that organized a multilingual flyer campaign and educational webinars, and our Somerville Eviction Response Network that trains residents on how to intervene in illegal eviction situations. So this is just a glimpse of the transformative power of community organizing. We at Cass are honored to have your investment to carry this work forward for the next 40 years. And now I'd like to share a video from Somerville Renters Committee member Yolanda Montiel.
Mi nombre es Yolanda Montiel, tengo casi 14 años de vivir en Somerville. Estoy trabajando actualmente con el Comité de Inquilinos de Somerville. Llegué al Comité de Inquilinos porque necesitaba asistencia con la renta y durante ese proceso que vino la pandemia, en casa todos quedaron desempleados y pensé que tenía que buscar ese recurso. Entonces llené una aplicación, luego contacté la oficina, me puse en contacto con alguien y fue así como alguien que trabajaba en la oficina del comité de Cass me contactó luego porque yo seguía como buscando personas y yo le decía, mira, ve a Cass que te van a ayudar. Entonces fue así como esta persona me contactó con Nicole y Nicole se comunica conmigo y me dice, Yolanda, ¿tú quieres pertenecer al comité de inquilinos? Y yo le dije, claro, me costaba un poco estar en las reuniones, pero luego dije, tengo que hacerlo porque me parecía que mucha gente necesita saber de esta información y no quería que otras personas pasaran esa mala situación, esa mala experiencia que yo tuve que vivir. Viví un desalojo en medio de la pandemia sin tener una opción de decir me tengo que quedar. Entonces eso me animó y también cuento mi testimonio para que otras personas entiendan y comprendan y se puedan sentir apoyadas y se puedan animar, ¿verdad? A no ver las cosas tan lejos, sino que lo que necesitamos es buscar el recurso necesario, comunicarnos y contar nuestra experiencia para que podamos recibir la ayuda necesaria. me he sentido como que si me han quitado un peso de encima, una carga, porque el hogar es algo muy esencial para la familia, más cuando hay niños pequeños. En ese momento yo estaba pasando una situación muy difícil con mi hijo pequeño, estaba pasando una depresión por la situación de la pandemia, pero cuando yo solucioné lo que es de la renta, fue algo, dije, bueno, voy a tener un hogar donde mis hijos pueden estar seguros.
Thank you so much, Nicole and Yolanda, and thank you so much for all the work that you do.
CAS works with many volunteers and resident leaders like Yolanda to make all their programs accessible to members of the Somerville community. We would like to acknowledge and really thank all of the CAS volunteers for their work throughout the decades.
We would also like to thank CAS sponsors Boynton Yards and Sierra Naturals for their support. Coming up, we will have a CAS Executive Director, David Gibbs, and Duan Packnett, Vice President of Government Relations and Community Investments at Sierra Naturals, joining us live. But first is a video from John Fenton, Managing Partner at DLJ Real Estate Capital Partners. DLJ, along with Legat McCall Properties, are co-developers of the Boynton Yards project in Somerville.
Good afternoon. My name is John Fenton. I'm the co-managing development partner of the Boynton Yards development in Somerville. I'd like to thank David Gibbs and the CAS board and its staff for their extraordinary leadership and commitment to improve the lives of others. Years ago, I was introduced to David, and I was drawn to CAS as a relentless, visible champion of Somerville, whose profound work was making a consistent difference in the lives of Somerville residents. This demonstrated compassion inspired our Boynton Yards team to prioritize planning and execution of initiatives that provide direct support for those in need within the Somerville community through CAS as their social impact partner. We were humbled to lend critical financial support to support housing and personal needs at the height of the COVID pandemic. And now, as we continue that effort through an emergency relief match fund and a boots on the ground campaign at our Boynton Yards hosted events, and as part of other Union Square partnerships to help amplify and activate the cause further. As we join the Union Square neighborhood with the completion of 101 South Street, Somerville's first life science building, and the continued development of our Boynton Yards community for families to live, work, and enjoy, we are dedicated to ensuring our projects and initiatives are both impactful and equitable within the local community. Our ideals and goals of CAS and Boynton Yards are aligned further to create new jobs, provide affordable housing, and enjoyable open space so that Somerville can contribute to be a place for everyone to build and thrive for many years to come. Through my 35 years of experience in commercial real estate development, it's hard for me to find a social impact partner who achieves what CAS has been able to do for its community. The Boynton Yards team is eager to continue to learn from CAS and support its future programming. We thank you for your steady leadership and congratulate you on 40 years of positive change and impact on the lives of so many. Thank you, David.
Thank you, John. Hello, I'm David Gibbs, Executive Director of the Community Action Agency of Somerville. If you're just tuning in, we are celebrating CAS's 40th anniversary live from the Somerville Media Center in support of CAS's emergency relief program. I'd like to share a little bit of recent history here. In April of 2021, just a few weeks after the governor declared a state of emergency, the City of Somerville, United Way, and CAS established the Somerville Cares Fund. We knew that many of our neighbors were being laid off, many from jobs that barely supported their families to begin with. And we knew that for some households, cash was going to be in short supply. Over the course of the following year, over 3,000 Somerville residents and businesses contributed over $1 million to the Somerville Cares Fund, mostly in the form of small gifts in the $100 to $200 range, which CAS staff distributed to 1,619 households. There were cash grants that recipients could use for whatever needs they had. We had a huge amount of help from the city's Immigrant Services Unit, which helped to ensure that non-English speaking residents had equal access to these funds. I'd estimate that well more than half of the households helped spoke a language other than English at home. As the pandemic seemed to be winding down in the spring of 2021, we saw that both the pace of donations to the Somerville Cares Fund and the number of applications we were receiving for assistance was slowing down. The program was closed to new applications in the late summer. However, as we all know, there are still many households who have not returned to work and who continue to struggle as a result of the disruption of the last 2 years. And of course, there were families in Somerville struggling to make ends meet long before the pandemic began. So CAS made the decision to continue this work. In order not to be confused with the Somerville Cares Fund, we've renamed this program the Emergency Relief Program. But its essential purpose remains the same. It is a fund that will be supported by donations from those who have a little extra to give and will be used to provide funds to those who need a little extra to make ends meet. I'm confident that our community will continue to give generously. The generosity of our donors, and especially of our sponsors for this event, is proof of that. And speaking of sponsors, we have one of our sponsors here with us tonight. Please let me introduce my friend Dwan Packnett. Dwan is the Vice President for Government Relations and Community Investment at Sierra Naturals. Welcome, Dwan.
Hey, hello, David. It's a pleasure to be here this evening.
It's so great to be with you, too. Dwan, tell us a little bit about Sierra Naturals and why you wanted to support CAS's work.
Well, Sierra Naturals is a cannabis company in Massachusetts. We were founded in 2013. We have a store on 240 Elm Street that is medical cannabis and cultivation facilities in Milford, and we have a store in Needham, and we are hoping to be opening recreational stores in Boston and in Watertown.
Great, great. And how have you seen CAS's impact on the community, Dwan?
So one of the reasons we're interested, because I didn't finish answering.
I'm sorry.
So one of the reasons we were so interested in the work that CAS is doing is that Sierra Naturals believes that cannabis is an economic engine that can really lead to economic mobility for people that work for our company, and can really help communities. And so one of the things we wanted to do, that while you can talk about working, while you can say there are a lot of things we're going to do to attract people to jobs, the fact is that there are a lot of people who are challenged by day-to-day living, and so that we thought that we wanted to invest money in helping people have the peace of mind it takes to go to work. And so for the work that CAS does, the things that you do that help people have housing and food stability, those types of things, Head Start will help put people in a position that they are then ready to go to work. And so we thought we would do things that support the ability for people to be self-sufficient.
Yeah, and you have provided significant support that allows us to have one of our housing advocates fully paid, for example. You've been very generous with CAS. It's wonderful.
Well, our team, and I should probably say that we are an affiliate of Air Wellness, and that was, we kind of merged with them in 2019, and that they created the department that I'm in, the Government Relations and Community Investment, with the idea that a cannabis company should be part of a community and should use a lot of the resources that we incorporate this great business into the people and encourage people in the community.
Fantastic.
So CAS, you guys are just working so hard and really helping people who are on the margins. And that's what we also, I don't know if you guys realize, in Massachusetts, the Cannabis Control Commission really wants us to focus on disproportionately impacted communities and people who have been disproportionately impacted by the war on drugs. And so to do that, it's not starting at the top. Yeah, there are a lot of executives, but you really want to get to people who were harmed and who can benefit by this new burgeoning industry.
Right on. That's great. So what would you say to other businesses in Somerville who are thinking about supporting CAS's work?
Do more than think. I think do it.
I love it.
Do much more than think, that this is really important work. I have worked in housing in my past with the city of Boston, that these are things, the work that you guys are doing helps the community. It helps put a foundation for people to go to work. It helps the community grow, and it reaches down and helps people move on and move in life. It's the work that you guys do cannot be duplicated, and a lot of people do not take the time and the attention, and we are so pleased to be a part of CAS, and we look forward to working with you in 2022.
Well, thank you.
and continuing our support.
Well, thank you very much, Juan. You've been great. It's been great getting to know you and work with you, and I look forward to many years of it.
And I love your team, and we love working with you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
All right, thanks for being here. All right, next is a video from longtime CAS supporter, State Senator Pat Jehlen.
Hi, I'm State Senator Pat Jehlen, and I represent Somerville among some other communities. CAS started 40 years ago, and I remember it was part of the war on poverty, and we were so optimistic. We didn't realize what a powerful and persistent enemy we were fighting. That war on poverty lifted millions of families out of poverty, and many programs like Medicare and Medicaid and food stamps survive. But beginning with Ronald Reagan, taxes have been cut, and programs like affordable housing have been cut, and income and wealth have been redistributed upward. It is outrageous that in the richest country in history, so many people don't have enough to live securely and well. The people at CAS have persisted with the vision that everyone has a right to good food, housing, and health, and that government can make a difference. Head Start continues as a model for early childhood education and parent engagement, which are so crucial in closing achievement gaps. Housing stability and affordability are the biggest issue in Somerville, and CAS is focusing on reaching out personally to tell people their rights, help them get assistance, and help them get organized. Thanks to all of you at CAS who are persisting in this fight against poverty.
Thank you, Senator Jehlen, for all your support these years.
Tonight, we reflected on CAS's impact over the past 40 years, and so much has been accomplished. Before we go, David, can you tell us about what you think the future of CAS will look like?
Certainly. There's so much we want to do in the next few years. For example, there's a growing need for childcare for toddlers and for Head Start classrooms to be open longer hours each day, reflecting the needs of working parents. So we'll be making changes to Head Start in order to accommodate those needs. We also want to add long-term case management and financial coaching capacity to our menu of services, and we'll continue to build up our community organizing capacity in order to bring about the systemic changes needed to end poverty in our city. And of course, we need to invest in our staff. They work incredibly hard and deserve to be paid competitively. I'm sure you've heard the national dialogue about the need to improve compensation for childcare workers. CAS is very much part of that conversation, and we're committed to working with our funders in order to ensure that all of our staff are properly compensated.
That sounds amazing, David. Well, we've come to the end of our show. We hope you were moved tonight by the stories that were shared about CAS's impact on the lives of many. Remember to donate to the CAS 40th anniversary fundraiser in support of our emergency relief fund.
Thank you to our viewers who are watching on SCAT TV and online for joining us, and congratulations, CAS, for the decades of service and for fighting to end poverty where we live. Have a great night, everyone. And
happy anniversary, CAS!
Woo!
That's right. Get it, get it, get it, get it. And that's a wrap.
Thank you so much, everybody.
Bye.